want to share with you an interesting passage from Ephesians 3:10 that tells us that the rulers and authorities, literally the demonic forces that are coming against us in this present age, the things that are causing the things that you look around and when you see the brokenness, when you see the broken marriages, when you see suffering people and hurting people, when you see things that you say, that shouldn't be that way. You know where that comes from? It comes from, again, the real enemy that we're facing and all those that have built allegiance with him to come against us. It says, those rulers and authorities in those heavenly places, that the manifold wisdom of God, manifold being a multicolored rainbow of God's goodness, His majestic power, His awesomeness, His glory. Literally, when we drew a rainbow as kids, in kindergarten, you would take and put purple and green and yellow, and we'd have it all distinct. Really, a rainbow is light going through the prism of water. And it's hard to even put your finger on the colors. That's how big God is. He's inexplainable, undescribable. We cannot even wrap our minds around how awesome God is. And it says that the God of the universe, His greatness, will be displayed to all of those dark forces through the church. Now just let that sink in for a minute. Because when you think the church, you don't think of this strong entity. You don't see this strong, vibrant community of faith that's representing that kind of God. Because most people today that I find, they're into God or open to God at least. But they don't have a lot of time to think about, being a part of that kind of church. Because that's not the kind of church that they've seen. You know what? God has one plan. He has plan A. His church is the hope, and He's not going to change His plan. And so somehow we have to reconcile the challenges, the brokenness, the failures, the problems, and there needs to be a generation that'll bond together and say, you know what, with all our inadequacies, with all of our fears, with all of our problems, let's be that kind of church. I want to challenge you today to not give up on God's plan, to believe that God can do what He said He would do, and we can display to a dark and broken and hurting world the God that we read in the Bible and the God who wants to have a relationship with us. Let's do it together.